Yeah.
Giving you the funk 24/7.
We on.
You're listening to Philly Funk Radio.
Turn me on, turn me on, turn me on.
Live from Philadelphia, PA.
All right, we're just. All right. Good evening, everybody. You are checking out Philly Funk Radio and Philly Funk Television, and we are broadcasting live and local from our studios in the Overbrook Farm section of Philadelphia, PA. And we have with us tonight, as always, we have Mr. Van Stone. But before we get to Van Stone, if you would like to, why is this not working? If you would like to send us a generous donation, you can do so by just scanning right here. And for some reason, the Cash App logo is missing, but I will fix that later. And let's see. Also, we encourage you to like, subscribe, and click on the bell notification to be notified whenever we have a new YouTube post right here on the Philly Live Show. Anyway, let's go to Mr. Van Stone in our Van Stone Production Studios. Van, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay. Welcome everybody. Let's get this going. I'm Van Stone, the face behind the voice. And of course, you know, you guys are so used to me broadcasting in different ways. We've done FM radio in the past, 88.1 WPB. That was, man, over 20-something years ago. I'm just bringing this up to say, hey, how's everybody doing here in Philly? We are talking about our Black Philadelphians. And as we're doing this live podcast, this is a new, I'm going to say, app process. So we're about to be number one, especially here in Philly. You know, we're trying to go number one national. We're the number one app. So you can check us out. If you're using your app, you can download different things to catch the show. Meanwhile, you can go to all our websites and starting out with phillyfunkradio.com. We're playing music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we have some new things going on. So I'm usually the announcement guy before we get into the topics here. We are weather, traffic, news, and of course, we're music as well. Now, that was asked of me today. So here in Philadelphia, I'm going to give a little plug in for KYW News Radio. That's all talk, all news, all day. You know, we've been doing that with KYW Channel 3, by the way. It's a little different than KYW News Radio, but it's a bunch of affiliates. So Philadelphia Front Page News, we're over 20-something years old. Google us, check that out. And at one time, we did a nice little thing with the news that came online with KYW News Radio. We're bringing that back. So if you go and check out our actual news, that's fpnnews.org. And we have several other websites going on, but all of the websites are really connected to the number one music station that's been around for a while, Philly Funk Radio. So go to YouTube, go to our YouTube channel, hit subscribe, you know, hit follow and share and like and all those type of things. We're also in California as well. So shout out, what's up to Hard Rock, Skip Hamilton, Linwood, Skip, Hard Rock, Hamilton, just in case he catches the show later. I'm here on the Eastern Coast, of course. We are about to do our audio platform of this here, starting out at 4:30 Eastern time. We're going to have a 4-hour block. Check us out just in case you don't get us on YouTube where you like to hear it. We'll be running 4 hours of our podcast, and that's going to be really exciting. So we're going to talk about what's happening daily, what's going on. And then, of course, don't forget about DJ C. He is one of the premier DJs of the Philadelphia DJ Hall of Fame. We do have a Hall of Fame DJ here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and rightly so deserving, DJ C. So he has a DJ music mix block starting at 12:30 Eastern time, of course, to 4:30 p.m. And then we pick up right after that with our Philly Live talk show, the audio version of what we're going to be discussing. And also shout out to Grand Wizard, DJ Grand Wizard Rasheen, who's really carrying the antenna radio for us here in Philadelphia. So in case you want to listen to our music, where we're playing hip hop, we're playing Jamaican music, we're playing oldies and goodies, R&B, we're playing house music, for all the communities, go to your dial and turn to 89.1 FM. The station is under construction. We got the Delaware County areas, the boroughs, Yaden, Darby, Upper Darby, East Lansdowne, and of course the West Philly, Southwest, but we're about to spread that out. All right, so that's the announcement right now. Of course, the rest of the team that has not been here, DJ Whitney or Ms. Whitney, she's DJ status now. She's not here. Shout out to DJ Mr. C. That's for Harold Carter. He's part of our team that's not here. And, you know, just a lot is missing right now because it's in the holiday season, guys. I'm taking a long time, but this part is really important because as we have new sponsors coming in, they want to get an idea of what the show sounds like, but not only that, what the show looks like. So we're giving it that because we want you guys to sponsor on our hot posters, sponsor any one of our shows, sponsor any of our websites so that we can promote you. All right, Jerry, let's talk about what's the hot topic right now. There's many really delicate things that are happening right now. But I don't know if you wanted to start out with something. Co-host Jerry Wilson,
Well, yes,
what do you want to go with?
So, hold up. Let me turn the mic up. Whoa, there we go. So, a lot of you guys probably do or don't know this, but ever since we started doing the show, we were using a service called Zoom. And I found out recently that Zoom itself has a lot of security issues where people are actually hacking in to Zoom meetings. They call it Zoom bombing. And Zoom itself were actually leaking some of the information. So over the weekend, I managed to find a new program, and that's what I'm using right now called Video Ninja, and I'm using that. So I hope everything is looking good. I'm hoping everything is sounding good because we'll probably keep using this, and hopefully our information won't be like sold and leaked to scammers and everything. So that's what I wanted to say about that. So that's what inspired me to actually go look for another program. So the first topic I wanted to bring up, and it was everybody's been talking about this all day, and you know what it is. Hunter Biden being pardoned by his father, the current president, Joe Biden, on, a felony charge of lying to get a gun on an application. Did you hear anything about that, Van?
Of course, that's the hot topic. That was the number one thing I was going to talk about, but I wanted to give you a chance to talk about anything, and you brought that up. So let's get into the facts. Of course, everyone, if you don't know about me, you're new to the show, viewers, listeners, I am a political analyst. That is one of my professional, different things that I do. I've been doing that for a while, politics. So I'm the go-to guy. In this last election, let me just say this before I answer this question about Biden and pardoning his son. I made the prediction that Vice President Kamala Harris would win. Well, the prediction was wrong. And of course, I have to admit that, not hide it, and not make any excuses. The question was asked to me, what happened? Because normally you're spot on, Van Stone. What happened was something that I just couldn't see, hardly anyone could just see, was that white America, that's right, we are not racist here, but we do not hold back. If it's a black issue, we're going to talk about it. If it's a white issue, we're going to talk about it. So basically, across the United States, it's either you're black or you're white, and everything else is ethnicity and so forth, so on, culture. Well, white America actually came out across the entire United States. These are new white voters and voters that haven't, you know, voted in who knows how long. So if you do not vote, for example, you're registered to vote and you don't vote, then your record can be checked. Just in case you're watching this show or you're viewing this show, you're listening, you did not know that. We also are educational here. So we encourage everyone to register to vote. We don't force anyone to vote. And if anything goes wrong, we don't blame anyone. We just, spit the facts out. So the facts is that, yes, Trump, he got, an increasing number of black voters, male voters, Hispanic voters, so forth and so on. But the real reason, based on numbers, why Trump won was because the white voters who were racist, they came out. So hidden racism is really real. Now, let's tie this back into the original question, Jerry, because I needed to say that so that I give you my answer on President Biden and his son. Well, President Biden basically then has been exposed thus far that basically there's no difference between him and Trump. Now, many of the Democrat, who support him, they're going to say, "Oh, he's quite different. He wasn't accused of the things that Trump, so forth, so on, convicted, all this kind of things." Okay, well, when Biden decided to pardon his son, speaking about, well, he was unfairly targeted. That really is outrageous. It's completely outrageous unless he plans to do something, which most likely there's nothing that's being said that is going to go along with that. Think about all of the Black Americans who have been locked up for less than the conviction that Biden, son has been convicted, and he's already admitted to the things as well. And it's not just the gun; there's also some other taxes, federal taxes. I mean, they really got out more information. So he admitted to all these things, and yet he has to be pardoned. Where you have all these other Black Americans who are really doing time. So Hunter Biden was facing 42 years. 42 years he was facing in federal prison. So his father, the president, pardoned him. And now, guess what? No matter what he's done, 2014 and beyond forward, he cannot even, be investigated about it because it doesn't matter. He's been pardoned. And that's extremely unfair. That's just the short of it. Go ahead, Jerry.
I mean, I kind of have a different opinion. I mean, Joe Biden is the president, so he's leaving office. He's got a month left. It's his son, his last surviving son. I expected him to pardon him, as he should. I mean, I know you brought up about the Black Americans being incarcerated, but that's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother topic about the criminal justice system and about how it relates to minorities and so forth. But this particular instance, I think he did the right thing to pardon his son, because when Trump gets in office, Trump was going to go after him. He was going to try to get that man the maximum sentence just to spite and hurt the man's father. That's my opinion about that. So, like I said, we got different opinions. I think the president did the right thing.
Well, hey, we never have a debate show. That's what we don't do here. So the way you answered that question, you gave based on your opinion, and that's just fair. However, factually, that's not a different topic. So I'm not going to counter your opinion. Most people are emotional and father, son, so forth, so on. Okay. The Black American imprisonment is the same situation. That wouldn't be fair to say that's a different topic, because it's not just because it's Black Americans. The fact is that Blacks have been incarcerated for less than that. And so if you have a person who's the president of the United States, you're talking about this power that he has to pardon before he was sentenced. You have individuals who were sentenced and then afterwards they were pardoned. So Biden pardoned his son before he was even sentenced. And that's why the situation is the same when you're talking about black folks who are in jail for things that they have been sentenced less than what this was going to come to. And like I said, Biden's son, he actually pled guilty. So when you plead guilty, then it's still up to the court system to decide the leniency and so forth. So the president, he took that out of their hands. In fact, the facts are there was another president who did a pardon, for President Nixon. That's President Ford coming in, pardon President Nixon. And even in Nixon's case, the situation was different. Basically, he was caught red-handed. All the facts came out, and he's the president, and he resigned. Interesting. So following that, it makes sense. The president resigns based on the crimes that he committed, and then so a pardon comes in from the incoming president. That fits. You talk about President Clinton. He pardoned his own brother.
Yes.
But then after again the sentencing, so he committed the crime, whatever it is, and then he got pardoned. In this case, we're talking about black Americans here. Nobody wants to hear that. That's his son. Like, what are you saying? Not you, but what are you saying when you talk about all of the fathers and sons who've been devastated and destroyed in prison, even now? And like I said, the problem is that unless, if you're listening to what I have to say as a political analyst, I said thus far, if he doesn't do something else, with this, what's the something else? What he needs to do is open up all of those jail cells of all those black Americans. He needs to pardon all of them. Then we would say, okay, Joe Biden, this all makes sense because you had the black woman put in office, first black woman vice president, and then supporting her so she could run for president. And all of that is just going to be turned upside down to seem like nonsense when you have your own son who's an adult, who is on drugs and all these other things that we get blamed for as black Americans. Nobody say, first thing a black person's on drugs, it's totally different. Nobody says, that's my son, that's my daughter, or whatever. They don't care. And they get the sentence, whatever it is, for the crime that they have committed. In this case, we know that everybody has an opinion about unfairness when it comes to the judicial. But let me make this very clear, and then I'm gonna throw it back to you. And of course, this is a different show, so you said we got time. This is very important when it comes to law and as far as the courts is concerned. It's still up to the judge to follow whatever the proper sentence is that matches the crime. That's the part that's missing. And this is why people are going to be upset for a very long time. And then so now Trump, he's going to come in and pardon all these people, January 6th, all those things. So,
Trump's already.
It's going to be crazy.
Well, Trump was going to do that anyway, regardless of what Biden did. It's not that he did this, now that gives Trump carte blanche to do it. He's going to do it anyway.
Well, but here's the thing. Okay. Once again, this show is about facts. This is what I'm about. I am a professional news reporter. So I don't go with opinion or views. First of all, I'm not making a debate against you. What I'm trying to say factually, as our viewers and listeners are following the show and they're going to listen to this show, I don't do sensationalism just so, that sounds good. as a writer and a journalist, we don't know as far as reading the mind of anybody that has power. So it's a highly opinionated statement, and that's okay. If we doing an opinion show, that's fine. You can say, well, what Trump was going to do. But right now, we're talking about facts here. Facts that the jails are over full with Black Americans. And when I say Black Americans, I'm not talking about what they consider African American, or you're going to try to identify what people are. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people of color, regardless of what your culture or your background, what country you are tied to. You have so many people who are tied into the same situation that Hunter Biden got himself into, number one. And then with all these taxes that they additionally caught on with that he pled guilty to. So when we talk about what Trump is going to do, he's going back in office, president-elect, and you look at the people who did the January 6th thing, a pardon is a pardon. That's the facts, and then so now you have to backtrack based on how you look at what these presidents do. That's the facts that I'm trying to bring out. Go ahead, back to you.
All right. So we're going to go to a break real quick, and we're actually almost done. We got about 6 minutes, so we're going to go to a break right now, and we will be right back.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut, the one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink, or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking, now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed, better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead, catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
All right, and we are back right here on our Philly Live show, and actually we are about to get out of here in 5 minutes. Boy, time flies when you're having fun, right?
It does.
So, just briefly, is there another topic that you wanted to bring up? I threw one out. You could throw one out.
Of course, 5 minutes, that's a lot of time. So once again, welcome our viewers back. I'm Vance on the Face Behind the Voice. You're listening to Philly Live Show. And of course, with my co-host, Jerry Wilson. Right now, we're the only two of the team that's here today. So once again, shout out to Whitney, our co-host who's usually here, and then going into the rest of the team that's not here. Al Carter, and of course, Warren Bloom. We haven't mentioned them as well. So we'll get some of the teams back going into holiday season. Before I go to the topic, let me just do a reminder of announcement. Go to phillyfunkradio.com. We are in the seasonal music season, of course, the holidays and the Christmas. So you're going to check out the station, and you're going to check out where we'll have some Xmas music running continuously. You got to catch that music, which is going to be great, which is going to go along with all the other music selections that we have, different type of styles, like I said. I'm looking forward to that because that's really the thing that calms everybody down when you get into the season. And that's going to go all the way through to New Year's, and then we'll start all over. This is December the 2nd. And we look forward to you guys being with us. All right, so here's the brief topic. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. There's a big debate about this new stadium that Mayor Sherrell Parker wants to push through with the support of City Council for the Philadelphia 76ers, and it will be right in the heart of Chinatown. Well, Chinatown is a community, and in my view, based on facts, Chinatown, it's been an exclusive neighborhood, and so it's about time that something like this would happen where everyone would have a diverse opportunity in Chinatown. Chinatown will still be there, but it's not going to be devastated. What do you think, Jerry?
Um, I haven't really formed a 100% opinion about that. There's different, of course, the residents are saying that it's basically going to mess up the whole Chinatown. And what the mayor and the people that actually supported are saying that it's going to bring all these jobs, that it's going to bring all this revenue from taxes and, from the, what do you call that? And the jobs for the construction and all that. So, I mean, that is a positive. But what I'm trying to figure out is why did they choose downtown with the congestion that already exists down there as far as public transportation, cars, and all of the condos and all that? Why down there when they had as much space as they needed in South Philadelphia?
Okay, I got a quick answer. In Philadelphia, there was a 30-year plan to bring all of the suburban people back, which they consider middle class. These are the people that really spend money. So the short answer is that 30 years ago plan has happened today. Now we have our first black woman mayor, okay? And the black woman mayor is following up with that 30-year plan. So that's why you have all these buildings going on, condominiums and so forth, new restaurants, and it only makes sense that they have planned for this. So the stadium will fit perfectly in Center City. And like I said, you'll have the people who spend the money going to the games and visitors and so forth. And Chinatown doesn't own Philadelphia. So if you're really about diversity, you're Chinese, well, we're this or we're that. Everybody else can come through. It's not going to destroy the whole neighborhood. And it's going to really bring a lot of ongoing money to this city. So I think it's really great.
I think before they build anything, they might want to try to get the crime to a manageable. I mean, you're putting a stadium in an already crime-infested area. That's why, like, every Wawa that was down there closed. And actually, I was down Center City maybe about 2 months ago, and at certain blocks, it looks like a ghost town down there. It really does.
That's true.
And it's a shame. So that's just my opinion. Before they do anything, get the crime under control. Anyway, we're about to get out of here. So did you want to give a final thought?
Sure. The final thought is that we have a lot of great things going on. We want you guys to tune in to 89.1 FM if you're driving around in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania area, West Philadelphia, Upper Darby, which is Delaware County, surrounding boroughs and townships. Check us out with our music at phillyfunkradio.com. You want to get ready for this seasonal music, the Christmas season. Has nothing to do with those who are against Christmas, whatever. It's just a tradition, and they call it the holiday season. So enjoy the music that is going to be blended in. We've got DJC, the new mix that's going to be going on starting tomorrow, 12:30 Eastern Time to 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Check out the one and only DJC. He's got his own show coming in. And of course, we have Philly Live Show that will follow at 6:30, picking up to 8:30. You'll get pieces of the show and music as well. So I think that's very important. We're going to be working with some other businesses, sponsor what we're doing. We're doing posters. We got a lot of nice, great things coming on with the youth coming into this season and supporting a toy drive, things we do every year from Van Stone Production Foundation. So I'm really excited about how this new stuff is going to be coming in. And we're all over Facebook as well. We're growing. Check that out. And YouTube, of course, Philly Funk Radio YouTube.
And yes, we are going to start playing Christmas music this weekend on Philly Funk Radio. And I'll go one step. I don't care if you don't celebrate Christmas. We're running the music anyway. I grew up, as did you, Van, celebrating Christmas. And that's what we do here. If you have a problem with it, don't watch. Oh, wait a minute. No, you didn't. You didn't, did you?
I didn't what?
Did you grow up with celebrating Christmas or no?
Yeah, I did, man. Are you kidding me? I was a baby Bible Baptist and all that kind of stuff. Come on, man.
Oh, gotcha. I didn't know.
Sure.
I know there was I think there was a brief period where you did not, correct?
Oh yeah, yeah. I had a 30 brief year period. And even now it's going on. I'm not celebrating Christmas,
Uh-huh.
but that's why I explained that. It's a seasonal thing. You can celebrate the season. So, it's a way everybody can get around those things. But that's another topic
That
for another time.
we will bring that up on the next show. What do you think about
Yeah.
me getting? I might, speaking of Christmas, get some decorations in the back to go with this nice fire we got blazing back there.
Oh, that would look good because the studio looks really good. I told you that the way you got this going on, the studio looks really good.
By the way, the fire's not real. I just want to let you know that.
Oh, I thought you could stick your hand in there.
There we go. All right, so we're gonna get out of here for the night. Thank you everybody for joining us, and have a wonderful week.
All right.
All right.